Yeah, I definitely will.
So here we are. So tonight, as I said to you, Judy, I mean, Rebecca and Angela already know the blurb all about it. They know me off by heart now. But tonight is really, as I said, it's about releasing this inner creator, because I think, we're all born artists. And when when we're born, you give a kid a crayon and they will draw without judgment. And we get to school and then we start comparing, and this creativity then becomes very fixed projects. And it's kind of then put on the back burner that creativity is just a waste of time. And we just, go through life, and it comes to a point that we'd love to paint. And then all these judgments come up. Yeah, like you were saying, Judy, I can't paint, I can't draw, I'm useless, I'm not an artist. And it's just like people sing in the shower and they don't care. They don't have to be a singer. Well, dance at parties, but they're not professional dancers. But when it comes to painting and art, people are like, oh my
Yeah,
God, I can't do it. There's this block.
yeah.
So tonight it's really about leaving judgment at home. No, not at home, because you're already at home. Judgment away, throw
We
it
are
out.
home.
Just about having fun and getting into that creative space to almost get over that fear. And as I told you, that I can't draw. I'm not an artist. I know I'm not an artist in that way. If you ask me to paint a house, I can't. Give me abstract and I'm away, because it's emotional. But give me something. So art is never not always about painting something. So tonight we're just going to free that up and get you on that first step of just being able to, start painting at home when you want to, just to free up those emotions and just have fun painting. So I've got the I've done a whizzy thing with my camera, so you can actually see what I'm doing, so you won't be too lost. And so what I'm going to be helping you do is to be painting different layers. So we're going to be painting one layer. We're going to be drying it with a hairbrush, a hairdryer. Can try on my life to dry it with a hairbrush. It's never going to work. And then we're going to be drying a layer on top. And as you do that, the judgments will come up. I still judge myself in those first layers, and I think Rebecca and Angela know that as well. That you think, oh my God, this is rubbish. It's what am I doing? This is a waste of time. But after those few layers, the judgments fall back, because they realize that what you're painting is going to be painted over. So it doesn't matter what you paint. And then it's free up, and then they can just let go. So
That
for
makes
those,
sense.
Judy, when you see a white piece of paper, does that make you go, I don't know what to paint?
Oh, always. I mean, to be honest, I haven't even tried for, I don't know, 20 years, maybe more.
Wow.
Yeah,
And,
yeah.
and so would you like to get more creative?
Oh, I'd love it. I'd love it. Yes, I could put these paintings all over the house. I have empty walls here. I need to put things on them.
Hi, Vicky. Good to see you.
He's muted.
Hi,
Oh.
Hi, Vicky. Great to see you
hi.
here. We've not started yet, so all is good.
Oh, that's good.
Have you ever painted before?
I have painted, yeah, but it'd be good to know tips and tricks really, because
Right.
I don't really follow any.
That's
I
good.
just sort of do what I can, and it doesn't always turn out how I expect, and sometimes it's more difficult than other times, and I just think there's got to be an easier way.
Well, tonight there is no rules, and it's probably not going to be what you're going to expect, because we're going to be painting completely. We're not going to be painting something. This isn't about the end result of where we're going. It's about freeing up that creativity. And sometimes I think when we want to paint something, like we want to paint a house or a horse, we get into that judgment because we have that idea up in our head and we want to get it out on paper. And then we just get so frustrated because we can't do it how we want. We don't know the technique. And I think it's also about finding your own style, that this way you can actually just release who you are truly as a person when you're at the paper, when you create. And if you're somebody who does helps you just to be more relaxed in your painting or find out who you truly are, and through the just releasing that.
Sorry. Yeah, it's got sort of.
So for those, have you all got a hairdryer with you? Have you got a hairdryer?
I've got a hairdryer, but I haven't got one with me.
Right, because what we're going to be doing
need
tonight,
to get one.
it will be good because we're going to get you to layer the paint, and in between the layers, we want to be able to dry it.
Dry it. Yeah.
So
Yeah, I have one in the other room. I can go get it.
Okay, yeah. Go and get your hairdryers if you've got one, and yourself at home.
Nikki, I'm going to shut off my camera because I have to move the computer. So I'll see you in a minute.
Problem. Yeah. How are you, Angela? While they're getting the hairdryers, how are you?
Yeah, I'm all right. I'm okay. We've been to we went to a harp concert this afternoon. It was lovely.
Wow.
It was lovely. I've got something to show you. I was going to show you before you started recording, but because I was looking for the group to put it on your Facebook thing, but I can't find it. My Facebook is dreadful. There's just so many things on it that everything gets lost. You know, when you put your creations on here so I can see them.
Yes, I've got to answer yours as well because I know you've put some on already.
I'll show you what I've been doing. Well, I've been doing it all week actually, but I've sort of still not quite finished because I've got the base to put them on, and they will have their own power source. They're on a string of lights at the moment.
Yes.
Okay. Are you ready?
Yeah.
Are you ready? A tiny Himalayan salt lamp. There's two of them. They will have their own power source, but yeah, tiny Himalayan salt lamp. I can't tell you the amount of times I've glued my fingers together. Yeah, there it is, unlit up.
Oh, they're so cute.
That's the base is a little acorn cup.
Wow.
And it's real Himalayan salt.
That's a fantastic idea.
Geodes next. I'm going to make a nice amethyst geode this week. Oh, tiny one.
Gotta put those in the group.
I will.
Wow.
Yeah, my little witchy room for my doll's house is coming along. I've got a tiny set of tarot cards. I've made myself a crystal ball. I'm trying to decide whether I want it to light up or not. Yeah, little bits and pieces like that. Some Himalayan salt lamps and stuff.
My goodness.
Yes, there was a lot of salt sorting because you get all the different colours in, but you need the dark salt for those because you need to grind it down. The big granules are too big, that you need to quite small but not fine. So yeah, I've been sorting salt all week. Pink, white.
Yeah, definitely put those in. They're so cute, beautiful. Right, so what we're going to be doing is, do you have a little plate with you, Judy, and some water?
Yes.
Yeah, and your paints. So on your plate, just put a few colours that inspire you. Angela, Rebecca, you can just run with it because you know the process already.
Okay.
So just put a few colours that you like, that inspire you, or that you intuitively pick.
I forgot my water. There we go.
Okay.
What should I have today?
You know the little bits you get off the paint tubes? The little hard bits of paint? I'm saving them all up. And then I'm going to be sticking them. Put a whole jar of these up. And then I'm going to be sticking them all onto a canvas to make lots of little
That's a good idea. I've been saving mine as well, but I wasn't sure what for.
now you know.
I open it up and I just think, what a waste. So
I
I've
know.
saved it.
Well, that's why I've done it. Okay, Judy. How you feel about
Okay,
it? I don't
give me a
think-
minute.
I don't.
I gotta get organized here.
I don't know if Vicky's looking for a hairdryer.
Oh,
I have a cat sitting here next to next to the paints. So he may become very colorful in a minute.
can you see it?
Okay, ready.
So when you're ready,
That's
just
really
wet your
beautiful.
paintbrush, dip in the paint of any colour that you want, and just draw a line across the paper.
Oh, ow, ow, ow.
And just by drawing that first line, it already takes away any fear about what do I do. You've already made a mark on the paper. And then you're just going to maybe draw another line. And this first layer is really just about connecting with the paper, just having fun, and just getting used to playing with the colours. And it doesn't matter what you do on this layer. If you feel like painting a square and a triangle, do it. There's no rule. And you may find yourself judging yourself. And for those on the replay, you might also be judging my painting, thinking, this isn't art, she's not an artist. But this is just about, this first layer especially, it's just about having fun and just getting back into painting. For many of you, you've probably not painted since from school years. And so picking up a paintbrush and painting can be quite a fearful experience because you're going to get all the judgments coming up, and that's okay.
Nikki, you know we're still looking at you and not your painting, don't you?
Sorry?
You know we're still looking at you and not your painting.
Can't you see my painting?
I can
Yeah.
see it. You just have to put it on gallery view so that way you can see all
Yes,
six.
okay. I'd only got you. I can
Oh,
see
yeah.
it.
You must be on speaker view, Angela.
Are you okay, Vicky? You set up?
No, I can't see your painting either.
Are you on
If I'm
mobile?
on, I am on a mobile, yeah. Do I need to be on a laptop?
No, I think Rebecca, I think you said you have to be on gallery view on the mobile.
Swipe it
Yes.
sideways and you'll get all of us.
Yeah. On
Oh,
my
yeah,
computer,
yeah.
it
I've
says view, and you click on that and you bring it down the gallery so you see all 6 rectangles at once.
What do I do?
I'm not sure on the phone because I'm on my laptop, but if you click, there should be a little icon that says view. And if you click on that, pull the menu to gallery instead of speaker, because what's on speaker, it highlights who's ever, and that's what you're going to see.
And
You should be able to just swipe your screen sideways.
I've swiped it sideways and now I've got like 5
that's it.
cameras.
Okay,
And
perfect.
I've got Nikki's on there, but it doesn't come up. I've got Nikki's on there, yeah.
That's all it, yeah. Brilliant.
That's all you need.
Yeah,
so
I'll leave it like that.
So what you need to do, Rebecca, on this first layer is just paint a line, paint another line, and just see where it takes you. This is not about painting something, it's just, that's it. And then just keep like, see how you feel with painting. If you want to paint like a triangle or a heart, do it. It's not about painting something specific. It's just about connecting with the paper and just painting. And in this first layer, you might feel a bit judgmental. You might be thinking this is rubbish, this isn't art, this is not what I'm used to, and that's totally okay, because I still do that as well. And when you feel you've had enough of that first layer, you can then dry it with a hairdryer. You don't have to fill the whole space. There can be white spaces if you want. It's really, this type of painting is almost listening into your own intuition of just seeing, okay, how do I feel? Do I feel I finished or can I carry on?
I have to move the picture because my hairdryer doesn't go far enough.
And then when you finish drying that layer, then you do the same again. You can take different colors if you want, and then you're going to do the same. You're going to treat that next layer almost like as a new canvas. And then just going to paint right over the top of it. Again, painting whatever comes to mind without thinking about where this is going or what the end result is. It's just about letting it go and having fun. And I think that this also brings you back to probably when you first painted as a child, you know, when a child has sat down and painted without any judgment, they just went with it. And this is what we're doing. We're almost tapping into the inner child. And you will most likely get all sorts of things coming up in your head, thinking, what is this? This is useless. What I'm doing just looks awful. And that's okay. Are you okay, Judy?
Yeah, need to wash some stuff off.
And then we keep on doing the same process. So you dry that layer when you feel you're finished. take new colors if you want, or use the old. It's entirely up to you. And then paint another layer on top of it. And then we just keep going. And often the magic tends to happen after about 4 or 5 layers, when you really just go. It's like the dam opens and you just start painting more freely. You can also paint with your fingers if you want. I have the man that has appeared on my one, weirdly. How are you doing, Vicky? Oh,
I'm doing okay. Trying not to dip my paintbrush in my tea.
yeah. Hence the cover photo from the event. The times that happens.
So, but yeah, I'm using some metallic paints that I bought and haven't used. And I'm a bit addicted because they're nice and glittery.
I know that feeling. What do you normally love to paint?
Do you know what? Over the last 2.5 years, because I collapsed from burnout after COVID because I worked through COVID, and I started painting for my mental health, and it did help it like loads. But I never knew what to paint, and I'm all right copying something, but I never feel like I'm doing my own work if I'm copying something. I mean, you know, I can copy something amazingly, but it's not me. And
No.
if you give me a blank canvas and I think, oh, what shall I do? There's like there's no inspiration there, sort of thing, or I don't know how to do it. It's like I can only do it if I'm copying or if I'm making patterns or something, but nothing.
Yep.
Do you know what I mean? And I watched that bloke on the telly, The Joy of Painting, Bob, whatever his name is. I
Yes.
mean, he's amazing.
Yeah.
You know, he makes half an hour painting look like a masterpiece, you know. But I never get, I'm never there, obviously, with my canvas and paints at the ready, never. But so, yeah, so it's good to sort of do an interactive thing that's a bit different. And you're obviously coming from, you know, from a different perspective as well, which is nice.
Completely. I'm exactly the same with you, Vicky. I can copy, give me a photo and I'll copy it. If I want to try and paint something off the top of my head, I can't think, right, you know, I'm going to paint, you know, a house or a flower. Impossible. But in this way, it allows me, I mean, this way is really, it's creative expression. It's just expressing who you are through the paint. And I've seen it when I've run courses, and probably Andrew and Rebecca see this as well, because they've done the courses with me, that people end up having their own style, even doing this way, when we're actually not really painting anything but emotion. Each person comes out with their own style in themselves. And I think that frees up. And this type of painting, if you just want to paint, especially if you're mental health, Vicky, this is the best way, because it's really tapping into just releasing, letting go, and then those emotions come out through the paint. And it means you can get a paintbrush, get some paint, even a piece of cardboard if you haven't got any paint, and just sit down and have fun through the paint. And it can also free you up as well of releasing that creative block, and then being able to find your own true creative expression through it. How about you, Judy? Since you've not painted for a very, very long time. How are you doing?
I had my hairdryer on. It's coming along. I'm using cardboard because I didn't have
Brilliant.
anything else. So it's kind of it. So it's got its own special marks in there, you know, where it was creased and all of that,
Yeah.
making it even more interesting.
Yeah, I've used pizza bases and all sorts. It's a really good way, because it's not about painting a masterpiece. And after this, you can burn it. You know, you can do what you want with it. Especially if it's a full moon. You know, we got the full moon last night and the eclipse. You can go ahead and paint and burn it afterwards.
She's looking over my shoulder at the moment.
The cat.
The full moon.
Oh,
Yeah, it's looking over my shoulder.
oh wow. I don't know. Yeah, I can't see it from here. Yeah, I think I had about 4 hours sleep last night from that.
I slept quite well for a change.
Yeah, it's what the people said on the post. People said, "Oh, I slept really well through it." But, yeah, I just lay there thinking, no, this is not happening.
What, because of the full moon, do you think?
Yes, yeah, and it was an eclipse as well.
Oh, was it?
Mm.
I didn't realise that. I know it was really bright early
Yeah.
this morning.
It's a good one.
I did have clinical insomnia, but I've managed to heal myself.
Wow.
Talking about lack of sleep. Yeah, and I did it drug free. Well, I had to do it drug free.
How did you get through it?
How did I get through it? I don't know how I got through it.
Or how did you heal yourself from it?
How did I what, sorry?
Heal yourself from it, from the insomnia?
You have to have a really strict sleep routine, like really strict to begin with. You have to like condense and reduce your sleep. So almost starve yourself of sleep, even though you are starved of sleep. It's really, I mean, it was so difficult because I was sleeping like 3 hours every fortnight.
Wow.
So yeah, so I was like in heightened stress, really, is what was happening. And yeah, so I did a lot of meditation and I put on brainwave music at night. So I was actually resting the body, resting the mind, but the mind was still awake. So so I did that, and like you can't look at phones after a certain time. You have to wear anti-blue light glasses after a certain time. You know, and there's rules. If you get up, you're allowed to do certain things. You're not allowed to do other things. You're only allowed to sleep in your bedroom, well, and have sex, but just sleeping is fine. So yeah, and it's taken me, I'm about 2.5 years from when I started healing, and I've just about, touch wood, I've just about healed myself now.
Congratulations. That must have been tough.
It was tough, yeah. It was like hell. It really was like hell. But I did realise that nobody really understands insomnia unless, like you've just said, you haven't had much sleep. The only people that understand it are the people who experience it.
Completely. And you know, to have that motivation to continue for that,
yeah,
over
you've got to
2.5 years.
Yeah, you've got to be committed. But it was such torture. It really was. And I've been on Facebook groups of insomnia, and I've said to people, oh, I don't mind helping you through it. I got through, because you hear about like all these people in America and they're on really, really heavy medication. But people just aren't committed. I go private message me, and I'll just, for free, I'll help you through it, but they're not interested, because you have got to be real strict with yourself.
Yeah, and I think people want the quick fix, pop a pill and that will do it, but it doesn't. Yeah.
No, it does. It does it temporarily, maybe, but not in the long run.
Not at all. And it's not. Yeah, you obviously help to like reset your body clock.
Yeah, I got divorced as well. That helped.
So that wasn't a cause of the insomnia, but it helped.
I think actually it was more of a cause than I realised. In all fairness, I don't think I realised how much of that was causing it, to be fair. It's only when I look back now, I think, when you've got toxic people in your life, sometimes you got to wake up, and sometimes you got to rid your life of them.
Completely.
That is so true.
And during that sleep time as well, we're open to other people's energies. And if you have, I've had this in past relationships, when you're sleeping with a toxic person, you're actually absorbing their toxicity while you sleep. And they're sapping. Yeah. And they can actually sap you of yours, that they will, because toxic people, that they're energy vampires, that they will pull in your energy. So that sleep time, they're unconscious as well, taking on your energy. And so you wake up, you're completely drained. And I'm not surprised, insomnia gets that as well, because, it just completely mucks your body up.
Yeah. Yeah, he was really toxic, and it was on such a subtle level that I knew it was happening. And in the end, I was praying for him to leave, because he wouldn't leave.
Oh.
So it was emotional abuse, but it was so subtle. In the beginning, I didn't notice it, but yeah, once I got rid of him, I started to heal.
Yeah. Well done.
Yeah.
Are you feeling better now?
Yeah, I feel a lot better now, and I changed jobs as well. I collapsed, so I couldn't go to that job. So, you know, I changed my whole life really. But sometimes you've got to.
Yeah, and I often find that burnout is almost like a reset. It's like when you're totally going down the wrong track, it's a way to, okay, stop, switch her off, unplug her, and, you know, get down on the right way.
Start over. Yeah.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, and I've never felt better, to be fair.
So what are you doing
Nikki,
now?
I'm only working part-time at the moment. I've literally just got a job last week, says nobody would employ me because I was being too honest on my application form, and because I was self-employed before as a carer, and nobody would employ me because I said that I hadn't been working for like 2 years because I experienced burnout. So I thought, oh, I'll just be a liar then, like everybody else seems to be, and I won't put it on my application form, and I've got a job. Mad, isn't it? To be judged.
Yeah,
just
being
because,
honest.
like, after COVID and everything.
Exactly, because so many people would have gone through so much during that time, and you know, often when you people have had a burnout, obviously you're so much more aware of what's happening in your life, and taking somebody on who's had a burnout, you know, you're almost at less risk because you're so much more aware of not wanting to fall back into the same trap again.
Yeah, totally. Because I look after myself a lot more now, you know. And when if somebody asks me something and I think, oh no, that's not going to be any good for me, I say, no, sorry, I'm not doing that.
So much more self-aware.
Yeah, very much so. Yeah, it really happened for a reason. I'm really grateful for it, you know. And I knew it was. I'm a bit like that, you know. I'm a bit weird like that in relationships, and it can be at the moment of like the biggest destruction and in an argument, and I say, it's okay, this is a gift for me, and they look at me like I've got 3 heads, and they're like, what? This is a gift? You know, either I've just told you I've been having an affair for 2 years, or you're screaming at me because you haven't slept for 2 weeks and I'm emotionally abusing you. And I say, yeah, it's a gift. You wait and see.
Yeah.
And I think,
the way.
Bloody gift getting rid of you, mate.
I'm just going to dry. I'm going to put me on mute. I'm going to dry my paint.
Nikki, I sent you a message in the chat.
Right. Oh, I don't have it. That's weird.
You don't have it. Oh, you know what? You have 2 screen names.
Yes. I don't know if I can see. Yeah, you might
be in the other one.
Yeah, I can't actually see. What have I done? I can't find it.
Goodness. I guess I can send it again.
Can you copy and paste it into the other one?
Yeah, that's what I'm doing. We're trying to in a minute.
Nikki,
Yes.
I'm really noticing a difference not using the oils with just the painting. Like I feel like I'm not complete right now, that I'm missing something, not adding in the oils to my paint. It's really hard for me to continue, not not finishing the whole process that I know.
That's a really interesting point. That's that, yeah. So you're not using any oils at all right now?
No, I've just been following your lead and just doing it the way you're doing it. And I have my oils next to me and I'm trying not to grab them and just follow your process, but it's so difficult. Like I feel like I'm, having fun, but I'm not releasing anything.
Yeah. It's kind of like dancing without music.
Yes. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm the same. I've no oils tonight. I've just, taking it really simple.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, and it's really good to notice when you don't have them, what the difference it makes. Judy, have you managed to copy that? Because I haven't.
I did. Now it's coming up in the same place. I don't understand. You have two names here.
Yeah, I'm
what
host.
Post? I posted it in here and it didn't stay. Let's see what happens. Let me see. Emoji file. I mean, it's not a big deal. I guess I could just tell it to you. Make life a little easier. I've been dealing with sciatica for months now. So it's a pain in my leg, it's a nerve pain. So I can't stand the whole time. So I need to take sitting breaks. That's mainly what the message was saying. It keeps coming up in the same place. I don't know why. That's weird.
Well, take sit down and put paint on the floor if you want.
I'm afraid the cats would be all over it. That's the only reason I can't do that. They'll be taking their footprints all around the house.
Maybe what to do, Judy, this is just a thought. So I know this has happened months before in my painting sessions, is if you focus on that paint while you're painting.
Yeah.
And just almost paint through the paint if you're focusing on it. And just see what happens. Because I know that there was one time somebody, I think, had a really bad headache, and painting through it actually released the headache because you're releasing the emotions through the paint.
Well, I have to tell you that I've been standing for almost an hour, and that's longer than I've done so far. So, so it's already working. Yeah. So I actually took a chair, and I'm kneeling on the chair with one leg, and that's helping.
The sciatica is horrible.
It is horrible. This happened in June.
Yeah.
And it's just it is horrible.
I've had lumbago and I've had sciatica, and it's the most horrendous. And sciatica is awful because even without the pain, you can have the numbness of the leg, and that is
Yeah, and the tingling. I've had tingling in my leg. Yeah. But I found a great chiropractor who was helping me.
Fantastic. Yeah, I mean that's the way to go, really, with is working on the back and
yeah. It's feeling better.
So continue, doing the layers, drying, until you feel like you've really had enough.
Okay.
It's at 8 o'clock.
Yeah.
How are you, Angela?
I'm all right.
Wait, are you using the oils or not the oils?
No, I'm trying not to. Trying really hard not to use the oils. It's really weird.
But I think it was on the first or second week of Intuitive when I said, take one factor away and try it, and It's very, very odd.
And what I found, like, oh, I'm sorry. What I found with my students when we paint with the oils is that the blends, the doTERRA blends, are too strong for them. It's like it's addressing too many emotions all at once. So I've taken all of those out of the box and just have the individual oils for them, because even if they just smell it from the bottle, even the touch oils that are diluted, it's still too strong for them. So I think it's trying to address too many emotions at once, and they're having difficulty processing it.
Yeah, one oil at a time. Yeah, I get that. I can see Rebecca after the session, you're going to be dousing yourself in oils after this. Give me the oils. And how does it feel to paint, Judy?
You know, it keeps reminding me of doing fingerprint painting in first grade. It's the same kind of feeling.
And that's good. Because that's where we really where we want to be, that moment, you know, when we were free to paint. And paint with your fingers, you know, put your fingers in there and do some finger painting. I ran a retreat once, and it was about languages, but the painting process was in it, into art of expression. And there were four girls, and they were really blocked. They just could not let go. They find it very, very hard. And so I said, you know, just try. Why don't you put your hands in, have a go with painting with your hands? Well, all hell let loose. It was like the dam broke, and they were painting. There was two sisters, and they were painting each other's faces, and they just went wild, and they just were slapping the paper, and they were crying because it just freed them up completely.
Oh my goodness! All right, I'm going to give it a try. Let's see what happens. Pretty cool.
It's a really good feeling when you paint with your hands. We'll probably continue painting about another 5 or 10 minutes. You can carry on after this session, but then we'll have a little feedback and see how everybody's felt and been and what came up. Okay, so whenever you're ready. Oh, Judy,
Yes.
you were just holding it up for me to see?
Yes, I was just holding it up. What I kept feeling like as you can see, the colors are all blended together. I kept thinking and this is at least this is four colors that when I kept putting them on top, I kept feeling like they need to blend. And when I look at it now, it reminds me of the ocean.
It's a gorgeous color.
Yeah, which is where I just moved, to the ocean.
So was that done on purpose or just by accident that it happened to be like the ocean?
It was by accident. And when the colors blended together, yeah, I saw all the colors of the ocean are blending. Yeah, yeah. So I
Beautiful.
decided I would stop early because I didn't want to mess it up.
There's often a process when there's a course that I run into art of expression course, which is on my website, but we go into it much deeper. So we really get into the emotions. And there can be a time when you're actually going through the process that, and I think Rebecca and Angela will back me up on this, that there's a time when you see a layer and think, oh my God, that's just so beautiful. But you have to paint over it. And it's really about, it's like in life, everything that happens within the process is very similar to what happens in life. So, when we have these beautiful moments in life, you meet all your family and all your loved ones, but you have to leave. Yeah. We have to leave that moment behind, but we can take snapshots. So we take snapshots of the layer to say, okay, it's still there. It's still there in the painting. It's not gone.
Right.
It's within that painting. So when we really get into the process, like I said, within the membership, when we really get into it, it's really about looking at how those emotions are playing out and about letting.
Oh, interesting. That's interesting. Yeah. I'll be thinking about that. I had to move over and sit down.
Yeah. Rest your back and legs.
Yeah, but that was really interesting. That was an amazing process where I stopped myself from doing another thing because I just wanted it to be that color.
Yeah, and that's it. There's a whole lot more about really being able to go beyond that and allowing ourselves, and it's trust in the process. It's trust in the fact that I often say as well, like I said with Rebecca and Andrew in the membership group, that October is all about letting go. Like the trees teach us how to let go as they let go of the leaves. Yeah. And so it's about letting go and trusting that there could be new layers that could be even more beautiful. Maybe the next layer could even really look even more like the ocean. We don't know what's coming. And so we tend to hold back and just wait at that is so beautiful, but not trusting that we can produce something even nicer afterwards.
Wow. Yeah, so I don't want to get into it because I could hog the whole time. I don't want to do that, but this is actually so appropriate right now.
It's never by chance. And how was it fingerprinting?
Oh, I loved it. I loved it. And I really did feel like a first grader again. The freedom, that's what I kept feeling about it, was the freedom of just doing whatever you want and mom's not going to yell.
Exactly. It's exactly that. You can do exactly what you want. And the only person that's going to yell is you at yourself, which is learning about letting go of the judgment of how we judge ourselves. Yeah, and if you really hate it, you can burn it.
That was lovely. No, I will not burn that. Yeah, that was great. That was great. Brilliant. Thank you so much.
Oh, you're welcome. And what about you, Vicky?
Hold on, let me see if I can swivel my camera around. Can I do that?
Normally you can. There should be a little icon on one of the screens.
Oh, here we go. Oh, it's all in the metallics. Hold on, let me have a look there.
Yes. It's a lot of golds and silver.
Yeah, I think it's more white. It's a bit different.
Like pearly.
Out of the white. Yeah. because it's all glittery, pearly.
That's beautiful.
It looks different each time you. Right, let me swivel it back round. There we go. Yeah. Yeah, it was good to do. It's interesting doing it. Really interesting, actually. Because
In
you
what
just
way?
Well, you said at the beginning, draw whatever you want in it, like a triangle or a square. And I always go to draw hearts because I just love hearts. And I thought and even though you said just put in what you want, I had in my head triangle or square, and I thought, well, I'm gonna have to go for triangle. And that's why there ended up being like a mountain there. Because I put in a triangle. And then it was like, I don't know, I was thinking it was like a landscape, and then it went too dark, so then I had to lighten it up again. And then it looks like there's wind going everywhere. So yeah, it's very interesting, the process of it, and then I wanted to blend it all, and then I didn't, and then I made sort of little leaf patterns, but then you can't really see. Oh, you can see them without the light. Yeah, it's just interesting how it sort of, evolves, I suppose. And then I could hear my dog snoring, and then I thought, oh, I shouldn't get annoyed with him really, because he's 12 and a half, and he's so stinky, bless him, and it does annoy me sometimes. It just annoys me sometimes, that's all. Because I'm forever putting air freshener around and getting paranoid that I smell like him because he's so stinky. And then I thought, oh, I shouldn't think like that really, because he's such a little love, and his mum's spirit's probably thinking, oh, there's my little Jambo. So I was getting all emotional over the dog and feeling bad, thinking,
like
oh,
that,
I'm smells.
things like that happen during the painting time as well. I don't think it's ever really by chance, because then you're just working through something coming up. You just have that moment to be able to think all about that.
Yeah, exactly. That's what I was doing. I was thinking about it. I thought, oh, I shouldn't be so cruel. I mean, I don't know if he can understand me, but obviously I think he can.
So was it different for you to paint in this way than what you've tried to do in the past of painting something?
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, it's very freeing, I would say. And you do the same as what's the other lady's name? Judy. The same as what Judy said. It's like going back to back to preschool, back to play school or something, and you don't even know what you're doing or why you're doing it. You're just doing it, and that's a bit like this. I just picked colours. I mean, they're all metallic colours because I bought a load of metallic colours because I saw them and I thought, oh, I'm gonna have them because they're metallic. And that's what I picked. I just thought I'll quickly pick them because I was in a bit of a panic thinking you're going to start really quick. So I just picked them. So I would never do something like that. I would never do something like that. So it's definitely different without a doubt. And it's nice to do because you're sort of thinking, but you're not thinking, but you are thinking about what colour to do, but you're not thinking about what colour to do.
I know what you mean. It is, and it is very freeing because you're giving yourself that moment of pleasure, like going for the metallics and choosing that, not something you normally do, but and doing it and just going with your heart. And when you said about it was too dark, so you had to lighten it. That to me kind of reminds me of like going into our shadow, the depth of the emotion, the darkness, and not really wanting to go there. I need to come out of it. It's too dark. I need to come out back into the light, back into where I feel better.
Yeah.
So that there's a lot that can come up, and the process in itself, I mean, yeah, I mean, what we've done tonight is just freeing up that process and just saying, I give myself permission to paint whatever I like. There's no rules, no way of doing it right. Nobody's going to, you know, punish me for doing something crap. It is what it is. And then through that, and Rebecca will be able to talk about their experiences through it, but you can actually take this really deeply to release the emotions through it. So it really becomes a real process of working through stuff. So Rebecca and Angela, how have you been tonight?
Well, it was different not using the oils for sure. But when I first started painting with you, I had an aversion to orange and yellow. And then when I would paint, it would be really dark, like almost like I was drowning underwater. It would be the dark blues and the dark greens with a little bit of light, like I was trying to swim my way out of it. And then after I did emotion code with Nikki, she released one of the emotions that brought up those triggers of the orange and the yellow for me. So now I'm able to use to embrace it and see the beauty of those colors. And in fact, in my picture, do you see all the yellows and oranges that came at the end? And I try to when I pick my colors, I close my eyes because I knew that I was avoiding those colors, so I closed my eyes and just randomly pick, and that's those two colors came up at the end with the it's hard to see with the light, but it's the gold and it's the orange that really came out at the end of those. But I never, that was a lot of work that I did, like releasing those emotions and understanding why, what was triggering my avoidance of those colors.
Yeah, that was quite a journey because Rebecca's, you know, we go back to the period, we go back to like 2021, and yeah, the journey had been on. And when Rebecca had released that hate of the orange and knowing why she was hating it, you started wearing the colors. I mean, even the same, you used to wear a lot of black, and then you started wearing the colors as well.
Yes, and even like I started first with lipstick because that can be taken off easily, but then I would wear the colors. And one of the girls I met through this group, she sent me an orange bracelet that she had made. And so whenever I feel like I need a little boost of confidence, I put that bracelet on. And I teach at a high school, and whenever I wear the bright colors, my students, I teach this painting class to my kids in an after school program, but they find me and they just say, oh, you look so great in that yellow. And I still feel uncomfortable wearing the yellow, but I get compliments every time that I do because it's bright, like my personality, instead of just hidden and pushed down like I was with wearing black.
That's amazing. It's so, yeah, because Rebecca did the it said about she teaches the course, because I did the facilitator course in this to learn how to do the process for the people holding workshops. So yeah, you've done it with high school students and all sorts. Yeah. Beautiful.
And I have tripled my enrollment from last year. Last year I had 8. I had 6 to 8. Some of them dropped out, but I am at over 25 right now.
Oh my
and more
God.
want to come in. Yeah, and so they're really trying to get into this class because you know, they've heard from their friends it's such a safe and supportive environment. I have 2 members of the high school football team on my in that class, and so they can't paint on Fridays because that's when they have their games, but I have male students that want to come in, the female students, and so it's just been really amazing that you know, we get that art classes get stereotyped that it's for women only, but I have a lot of male students that are finding that release, and they're incredible artists. They just haven't been given that opportunity to do it.
And I think even you've just made me tear up there, Rebecca. I think for men it's even harder because art is seen as so much more of a feminine domain, and dealing with the emotions in this. You know, men are so used to burying their emotions and, you know, put a brave face on, and to be able to have that safe space that you hold and be able to release through the paint gives them a place where they don't even have to put words on it. They can just release it.
Yeah, so it's been an amazing journey. Yeah. Yeah, well, I learned so much from you, and now it's just trickling out to to other people, and really, I think healing some of that generational trauma that the kids in my school have.
Yeah, and that's massive right now that we're releasing that.
Yeah.
Oh, brilliant. I'm so happy for you, Rebecca. That's amazing. Oh, Angela, how was it for you?
Like Rebecca, hard painting without the oils. Really
in
hard.
the process, we put essential oils in the process to deepen the emotions, but yeah, without tonight.
But it's still, I started off, it was like a wavy line, and it was blocks. So there was wavy lines and straight lines, and then dots, and then V's, and it just, anyway, it just evolved. And I started out with some lighter colors because, again, I'm wearing black. Unusual for me. However, I do have a really green skirt.
Oh,
Because I've been very, again, Nikki's really helped me with it through the courses and things, because I was very much I'm not good enough, I don't want to be seen, I just want to hide in the shadows. So I always wore everything black and just kept myself small. And now I'm gradually, it's coming cold today, so I have a black jumper on because I have a lot of them to get rid of. So now I'm not wearing black so much, and I don't care about being seen, and I just like, yeah, I just want to be out there and just be happy. And this painting went from greens and oranges and golds to gradually being darker, but it's a nice dark. And I was still sort of flicking the brush like I was with the lines and blocks and things before, and I've done some finger painting, but I just like it. Just I don't know.
God, it oh wow. That reminds me of like the Northern Lights.
It does. And
There's
again,
like a little church in there, comets. Wow.
like you, Vicky, I love the metallics, and I was really a bit disappointed because I couldn't find my glitter, because you will usually find every painting of mine's got glitter on it, and I can't find it. But it's all, apart from the white, it's all metallics and things, and it's just like, yeah, I'll just do these curvy lines, and then I just feel so free at the moment. I'm getting my creative vibe back on, and I'm doing it for me, and I'm learning not to, trying to keep myself small and fit myself into the box of other people's expectations. And I think, you know what, if they don't like what I'm doing, they can just bugger off, because I'm just going to do it for me. And if they want me to, I've been trying to be, because I'm quite a creative person, I make quite a lot of miniature things, and they're saying, are you doing the Christmas markets this year? And I'm going, nope. Why not? You've got, no, because I don't want to. I want to do it for me. I don't want to be pigeonholed and pushed and boxed into creating all this stuff because I've got deadlines and people want it and then they don't buy it, and I just like, I'm not going to put myself through that again. I'm just doing what I want for me. And it's
Fantastic.
great.
Oh,
I have come such a long way. You wouldn't believe it. I have.
Yeah, you have. The journey you've been on is huge. And that painting, it's just gorgeous. It kind of reminds me almost like the Scottish Isles, like the Northern Lights, and then like a little building in a little island in the midst of it. It's just beautiful. And I think they look so different as well on camera to what we see on face when we look at it on paper.
Yeah, because to me it looks quite messy, but like you say, when you when you turn it around like that, it looks quite
Yeah.
I do like the finger ones. They do look like comets, don't they?
They do.
It's like
spectacular.
Yeah.
You've got like this white building, it's a church or something, but there's little light shining in it.
Yeah. And that's just skipping my brush.
Oh wow. Oh well, thank you so much as well for all being here and painting together. I know for Rebecca and Angela, it's just an excuse as well just to be here and painting together as well. And it's just so lovely to meet you as well, Vicky, and to see you again, Judy, after so long. It's amazing.
This has been great. It's been great. Thank you so much. So good
Thank
to
you.
see you.
Yeah, you too as well. And I'll put the links in the event, Judy, or send them to you about
Okay.
about the membership and everything and what's in it.
Okay, great. Super.
Yeah. So
Thank
there's
you.
like a list of things that are on offer, is there?
Yeah, so what there is, I've got a course on my website, nikkihoward.com, where you learn really the more than this process, so you take it to a deeper level, so to really work through stuff using it. So that's on my course, on my website. And then I also have a membership, which is really about releasing the inner creator and creating your life. And you can actually find the course for free in there. That's for all the members can actually go onto that into Art of Expression course. And then I'm looking at December, possibly January, of putting in there a course that Angela and Rebecca have both done, where you've done vision boards. You know about vision boards, Vicky?
Yeah.
So it's like that, but it's not. It's really based on purely emotion and energy rather than being on the material side. And so with the creative process and lots of creative exercises, and I take you through the process basically where you are, where you want to be, which is really within you, but using the creative process to investigate that. And then at the end, you create this emotive board, which is just really about what makes you feel good rather than, I want a house, I want a car. It's really, okay, how do I want to feel when I get there? And so that will be each month I shall put one unit into the group. And so you have a month to really, at your own pace, to work through the exercises. And when I previously did it, when Angela and Rebecca did it, it was part of a group and it was slightly different. This time I'm going to be doing it more with art journaling. So it's going to be much more creative through it as well.
Oh, nice.
And so that's all in the membership. So in the membership, you have access to these courses. It's a community online where you pay €34 a month. And then within that, you also get the opportunity to having an emotion code session every month. You don't have to have one every month. It's there for you to help release emotions and blocks and fears that come up along the way. So I'll send you the link anyway. You can see it's all on my website about it as well.
Okay.
I have a question.
Oh, sorry. Go on, Judy.
No, go ahead. Go ahead.
I was just going to ask, did you mention earlier about like a facilitator training as well?
Yes. Yeah, I've run those courses as well. I should probably run one next year. I don't think there'll be one this year because we're obviously running up to Christmas. But that we take through, we go much deeper into the creative process, on how you work through emotions with it, and at the same time you also release it for yourself. And then you take that and then how to run workshops with it, which is what Rebecca is now doing. So then you're facilitating others and holding space of the creative process. So yeah. And I will, if you want to be in the know about that, I will certainly keep you posted on it, but it'll be in the new year.
Yes, please. Yeah, because at the moment I'm working with a team that's called Keeping Families Connected. So we're working with children, young people and families, like trying to prevent them from going into care. Trying to prevent the kids from going into care. So they're right on the cusp of going into care, basically.
Well, Rebecca,
so it'd be good.
Yeah, it will, because Rebecca's had a lot of experience about working with people in difficult situations, haven't you, Rebecca?
Yes. So I teach at a really low income high school that has a lot of generational trauma. It's very more minorities, like we have a lot of minorities, and then low income. And so this foundation is paying me to teach an after school program where we do into art of expression with the kids. So they're releasing some of those emotions, and we do social emotional learning too. I build those lessons into the painting as well. So last year was the first year that I did it, and I started in February, and I just saw huge growth with my students. One girl specifically had a lot of anger issues, and painting on paper was fantastic for her because she could just rip up her paper, bunch it up, throw it in the garbage can. And to her, that was a release. Whereas before she would like kick chairs or throw things. And so for her to be able to get those emotions out in a positive and healthy way, and then learn to manage those behaviors was a huge thing for her. She used a lot of grapefruit oil, and that built her self-confidence, and that's still one that she gravitates to. So specifically with her, I saw huge growth. A lot of the things that the kids would tell me, because they felt it was a safe environment, you know, about generational trauma, or being almost all of them were born premature. And so they talked about the hardships that came from that, some of the learning disabilities, not being able to fit in from being born premature. I mean, it was just an incredible experience, and they're paying me to do it again this year. And that's why I have so many kids in the class now. But we do Tea Party Tuesdays because, you know, when it's a positive thing, when you're sharing food and drink, it just becomes a more positive space. They're learning to ask even the campus monitors if they can make them a cup of hot chocolate. So we're teaching that service to others as well in the program. So it's just been just an incredible space. And really, like Nikki always says, that she's healing the world one brushstroke at a time. And I see it every single day that I work with those kids. And it's just exploding. These kids just want to get into this program and experience this.
Oh, that's so nice.
Yeah.
Thank you, Rebecca.
Yeah,
Fantastic.
lovely.
Fantastic.
That's absolutely beautiful.
I
Thank
think
you
the
so
world,
much.
the world needs it as well, doesn't it? You know, and
Yes.
especially with men as well, because they've got the highest rate of suicide, and obviously they don't share their emotions like we do. So it's nice. I did a therapeutic art course just on Udemy, I think it was, you know, and that I'm not going to say it's similar, because it wasn't at all. It wasn't even anything like what I've just done tonight, really, you know, but it was that kind of thing, working with your emotions through art. And from what you've said, Rebecca, for it being that powerful, you know, it's lovely, because it's so therapeutic, isn't it, for everyone? Because it's not only therapeutic for the kids, but they go home and tell their parents, and if their parents have had a crap day, they've just brightened it up a bit by saying, "Oh, guess what we've just done?" You know, telling, or just being happier when they get home. Yeah, it's lovely.
So huge.
Beautiful.
That's it. It's a real domino effect, you know, just as you said, Vicky, you know, if somebody comes home happy, like, you know, Rebecca had the girl that's kicking chairs. If she goes home feeling better, that the relief to the parents, oh my God, you know, tonight, you know, she's feeling a little bit better. And it's really that domino effect.
Yeah. And these were kids that had a lot of behavior issues. They were suspended a lot, and their behavior has just improved so much, and they want to be at school. And even like the administrators gave one of my girls a compliment, said, "You are really a cool kid." But they didn't know that side of them, because they only saw the behavior aspect of it. But now they can see the beautiful individuals that these kids are, and then the future that they're going to have.
Yeah.
Nice. Really nice.
That's powerful.
Yeah, it's amazing. Yeah, it's really good. I don't think the local council would pay for me to do the course, so it'd probably be something that
it's
something
not,
I did off my own back.
I mean, I don't make it extortionate, because I want people to be able to afford it.
Yeah.
There's no problem with that, you know. I don't charge ridiculous amounts, because it's not getting to the right people.
Yeah, because a lot of that, and you're absolutely right, because a lot of people nowadays, they're all about these high ticket customers, you know, like a few £1,000 and above. And it's like, well, it's lovely, you know, if you can afford that, but it's out of the bracket of so many people. You know, and I sit here and I think, I mean, I've never been rich, but when I was self-employed, it was probably the richest I've been, you know, and then I collapsed, and then I'm on nothing, you know, and that money goes like that when you've got nothing and you can't work, and you got to then sort out claiming benefits, and then they've got to kick in, you know, and you're on nothing, but you've still got the love in your heart to give to other people. You know what I mean? But you haven't got £6,000 to train yourself on something that you want to do.
Exactly that. You know,
and less resources.
And it's getting people on that first rung of the, I mean, goodness, Judy coached me back in 10 years when I was going through a shit show with money. So Judy knows exactly what's going on. But to help people.
If I remember correctly, it was, I think I was in training, so there was no fee to it. And that's
no, exactly.
Yeah.
And we've stayed together ever since. And with high ticket, okay, that there's people who can afford it, but what about the people, like you've said it in a nutshell there, Vicky. You've got so much love to give, and it shouldn't be the money that decides whether you can do something or not.
Right.
So it's making it possible for the people, you know, like Rebecca's dealing with, you know, these aren't in high ticket areas. It's people who are able to access those. So exactly that. So,
but you know, it's also the people who have the funds or the resources that have the vision to see how valuable Rebecca's program is. That it's valuable enough that they renewed it for another year. So they're still putting money into it because they appreciate it.
Totally.
And you know, so getting that started can be a bit tricky, but once you do that, you know, when you have people that are supporting you,
it's a snowball. It's getting people onto that rung, and then you can go with it. So I'm going to go and relax. And have a Magnum. We have a Magnum every night. It's going to change to a hot chocolate soon, but right now it's a Magnum every night to end the day.
Well, thank you very much. I look forward to receiving all the information about everything. Nice meeting you.
Me too.
Got your message, Vicky. Thank you so much for being here, and love to you all. Thank you so much.
Okay, take care.
Thank
Bye.
you.
Bye.
Bye.